Hey everyone, today we are back in the weekly pack. This weekly pack is quite the challenge, I have found. Typically I have a lot of success early in the week with weekly packs, and then as the week goes on, people figure out the pack, teams seem to get stronger in the pool. This pack didn't seem to be that way. I was getting dominated out of the gate. I definitely had a losing record. My guess would be probably about a 20% win rate or so compared to my normal, I'd say 30 to 40% in the early weekly packs, which is fine. I mean, 20% win rate is still great in this game, but that frustration was taken over a little bit, and I found myself not only complaining in comments, but kind of just disregarding the weekly. And then I took a step back. And reevaluate and come up with a plan. So I knew I wanted to avoid ostrich scaling. I wanted to avoid the major scalers. Leviathan Team Spirit's another one, although that's a little bit harder to get going. The ostrich is just way too easy to get going. So I wanted to avoid that. Wanted to avoid scaling in general, but you need it at a certain point. So you can have fun with ailments in this pack. You can also have fun with chilies with the tar and pill. There's not great equipments or perks. And you can also have fun with the whale. Now, we'll see in the bonus clips, I was hard stuck on grinding for shop scaling with whale chicken. I failed to see the chicken chocolate cake line, although I typically don't like to do that because when you're shop scaling, you're bringing in pets to stack, so your chicken's actually going to be getting stats. So the chocolate cake, I don't know, I avoided a lot of times. Probably would have been good to use in a couple of my runs, but if you're running the whale, you don't need chocolate cake. That'll come up in the bonus clips. What are we doing here? It looks like I got a Bigfoot going, and the only reason is because we have an Ouroboros. Ouroboros is... Did I just put the S at the end? I think it's a silent S. I don't really know. I'm rolling with it. Ouroboros is such a fun pet to use because it kind of goes against what I typically do, right? You don't want to roll a lot. You want to buy as many things as possible because you just want to be efficient in this game. The more efficient you are, typically the better chance of success you have. So the most efficient turn you can have is buying 3 things and rolling once. Or in general, that's not the most efficient, right? You can plan out the most efficient turn ever, buy, sell this, do that. But yeah, buy 3 things, roll once, that's 10 gold. Each thing costs 3 gold, the roll is 1 gold. So that's the ideal turn. With the Ouroboros, you throw all that out the door. You want to roll 4 or 5 times and then buy 1 or 2 things. So 4 or 5 times, if you roll 4 times, you can still buy 2 things, right? So yeah, it gets a little bit tricky. The sausage rolls really help. So you see right now we have 2 free rolls per turn. So essentially we only need to spend 3 of our gold to maximize our Ouroboros rolls. The only problem here is I only have level 1.5 Ouroboros. So I'm talking about this like it's a crazy Ouroboros run, but it's not right now. So we don't need to roll, and I don't know where this run's going to go. So I decided to take some scaling. And that is purely because at this point, this is probably late on Monday that I did this run. So it's my second night of grinding the weekly. The first night, I got absolutely dominated. I'll show some of those in the bonus clips. So the second night here, I was like, okay, I'm going to take Worm of Sand. I'm going to scale a bit. We're going to probably take Ostrich for a couple rounds. I am setting up what I absolutely despise in this weekly, but that's okay. That's okay. We have a special soundbite that's going to come in later. And yeah, of course, when I'm getting super greedy like this, probably going to lose hearts, but somehow we scrape a draw there, which is pretty incredible. So double Worm of Sand, figure take any scaling we can get and hard roll for the Ouroboros. That's kind of the only thing I'm really hoping for. Worm of Sand, I guess, is okay. We needed something to buy. And you see there, I actually decided to roll once for an extra trigger on each Worm of Sand instead of buying the sausage. So the free roll could have been great. Decide to take the stats now. Interesting decisions. And that is a big old kangaroo. No way we're smashing through that. And that's what happens. You run into some good tempo stuff, you're going to lose hearts. You run tempo, and then try to pivot later, you're going to run into someone who pivoted earlier and scaled harder than you. And that's just the name of the game, right? That's Super Auto Pets in a nutshell. It's the life we chose. So rather than complain, we need to embrace it. So how do I turn this team that I have here, as you see me bring in a whale? So the whale Bigfoot is the ultimate worm of sand ostrich scaling combo. The worm and Bigfoot, you just maximize those free rolls and it just goes crazy. This was the tech a couple weeks ago, not last week, but I believe the week before. There was all these roll pets that you see here. I ran whale Bigfoot with worm of sand, with ostrich, and my team became 50-50 in a matter of a couple turns. It's incredibly broken when you get it set up, and super fun for that matter. I absolutely love the roll synergies. The only problem is it's prevalent in every single weekly pack. So it's very repetitive, and it becomes not as fun anymore, especially in a weekly pack where the strongest synergies thrive and you see them a lot. So for the past couple months, all we've seen is roll synergies, it seems like. But that's okay, because now we're gonna the reason this is a main run is because we take this setup and we decide to start rejecting scaling. So I'm taking scaling with the worm of sand to a certain point. You see, I was gonna say, why do I have the whale behind the Ouroboros? And yeah, you see the Ouroboros stats now in the shop. It's actually significant. We've done well over 5 rolls, so there's no extra stats we're getting. It would be nice to buy something now, and luckily we get a hamster. So how do you play Ouroboros? You roll 5 times, and then you just buy a bunch of pets. It's all temporary stats. You can see I'm still permanent scaling, but that permanent scaling really isn't doing much. So you roll 5 times, and you bring in pets, and you hope for the best, and the next turn, you gotta do it all over again. So that is pretty much what we're gonna commit to in this run. It gets very scary. Almost having a level 3 hamster, and having a level 2 Bigfoot, and 2 sausage rolls. This is a very easy team to bring in an ostrich. I could probably get plus 10-10, plus 12-12 stats per turn with a level 2 ostrich. Very easily. That's 5 or 6 triggers a turn very easily. There's the first ostrich we saw. It immediately gets rejected. I even recognize it with my mouse cursor. I do a lot of these mouse movements that are kind of subtle hints. Oh, there's another ostrich. Don't want to spam the rejected audio, but yeah, especially with how much I'm rolling down the turn, as many commenters are pointing out, the typical Brusk weekly death roll. I get my runs to a certain point, they're so well set up, and lately, I seem to have been just death rolling my runs down. It's like there's so many good pets. I have Ouroboros, it's like buy anything. Yeah, sell the whale, buy anything. But what I was specifically looking for, I don't think I passed any up. It would have been funny if I passed them up before. I'm looking for the Yeti. I've ran it before, the Ouroboros Yeti combo in Unicorn Pack, and it very much surprised me how strong it was and how fun it was. It's kind of like living life on the edge with all these temporary stats. And the cool thing about the Yeti is not only do you get the rolls, it freezes pets and it will give them the Ouroboros stats, even if they show up on like the first roll, I believe. We can pay attention because this run, we only have 3 trophies, so we're going to be hanging out here for a while. I really wanted to highlight this tech because you don't need to permanently scale to the moon. There is another ostrich. That is level 2 ostrich I could have had very easily at this point. And the stats in the shop, I mean, they're kind of mid, right? Like our Ouroboros and hamster are kind of statted up to what the shop is now. But do you see what happened with that Bigfoot? The stats stack, don't they? It's not just whatever's the higher stat +1. I'll try to do a better job of explaining it here. So our Yeti is our Bigfoot, 17, 18 in the shop. Look at that. So it should be an 18, 19 when you stack it. It actually combines the temporary stats with your permanent stats. So I know it's been this way for a while. I don't think I really paid attention to it the first time I ran Ouroboros. Maybe because my units on my team were such low base stats that it didn't really catch my eye. But with a team like this, it really stands out. You know, I have some medium scale on my units, and I continue to stack them. Rejected. As the second rejected soundbite comes in for the Worm of Sand. And I guess what I really should have done here is I should have been disciplined in not using chocolates for probably the hamster. And I should have just been always stacking on the hamster. Maybe even play a separate hamster. I don't know. There's not enough room on the team for a separate hamster, but getting yourself locked into level 3s is a very scary thing. And on that note, it's going to happen multiple times because we have a long ways to go. So bring in the reindeer, and look at that, 23-22 reindeer. Turn 14, that's not bad. And this Bigfoot that's been carrying us the whole game, I decide, you know what? This Bigfoot's got to go. Let's start bringing in strong units. So we had a crazy roll team. We had Whale, Bigfoot, Worm of Sand. Now all those pets are gone. We keep the core of the team with the Ouroboros with some gold generation. Now we have double reindeer all the way across the sky. Oh my god, oh my god. It's always a good day for some steak and mushrooms, right? That's the fine life right there. People are like, why is he talking about steak and mushrooms right now? Double rainbow, that's why. I try to be subtle about some things. And then when I talk about it like this, it becomes not subtle. Unsubtle. Let's get back on task. Stack the reindeer, so 2.33. Oh, I make it a 2.66 reindeer. Start throwing pizzas. I think my hope was that the pizzas would hit that reindeer and slowly just keep gaining more stats. And you see a reindeer in the shop there. I don't care about it. I don't want to get that reindeer to level 3 right now, because then you can't keep getting stats on it. Start buying pancakes, because pancakes are just more stats. We want the most stats possible. And look at this, our team's pretty sizable. Everything is from the mid-20s to the mid-30s in stats, but then when the turn ends, our team looks absolutely terrible. So the Yeti becomes big. There's one. We have 13 gold to buy hopefully 3 things. Hopefully one of them's a reindeer. And this is the point of the run. I really didn't know what to do. I was like, I can sell this Yeti and buy something else, but what do I buy? I mean, really, I could buy anything. What I should do is buy a pet and then look for another one to stack. Although I don't think the temporary stats will like double stack, like you see the permanent stats with the temporary right now. So if I find another reindeer, that's the best case scenario. Now our reindeer's only a 15-14 stat line, and we have a 17-27 Bowie Tata in the front. Ugh, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. The good thing is any equipment they have will go away. Unfortunately, they have a whale. Perfect breakpoint on that whale, though. Great breakpoint on the Ouroboros. We replace the crisp with the melon on the reindeer. The hamster cleans it up. What an epic battle that was. What a good selection with the Bowie Tata. And there's the Yeti paying off. The only thing we wanted besides the Bowie Tata is the reindeer. Now we have a level 3 reindeer, 3130 stat line. Bring in another reindeer. Could have rolled for a Bowie Tata and stacked. I really thought about that. I think it would have been a great decision. The reindeer with replacing the ailments between the Frost Wolf, the Crispy Boys, the Fleas. I just figured the reindeer probably gives me the best shot to get a favorable trade or to trade with a bigger unit. And yeah, what do you do now? Oh, look at that. We sold the Yeti. Surprise. You only need 5 rolls for the Ouroboros. We still have a sausage. So, yeah, it's like you got all the free rolls with the hamster. You really don't need the Yeti at a certain point. And we run into it. I mean, that I'd be having a lot of fun if I was playing that team. So I'll just leave it at that. That's the experience, or the level up pets are some of my favorite. But man, when you run something like that in a pack, like we're on turn 18. Okay, what am I saying? We're on turn 18. You got to expect that stuff. So, tip of the cap. You got me on that one. We have 2 hearts remaining. So, this is going to turn 20, it looks like. And what do you do here? What do you do? I wanted a Cerberus, but then I don't want a Cerberus. We have 2 low-statted reindeers and a low-statted phoenix. We got to do something. The Bowie Tata sitting there. That was a great unit for us. Just sell something. So 1.5 reindeer and the phoenix are both gone, and we decide to buy the Bowie Tata and a pizza. So the fact that I bought the Bowie Tata and then threw the pizza tells me that I'm looking to keep the Bowie Tata now. Which is interesting, because why didn't we just keep the one before? And that's part of the roller coaster of the Ouroboros. You don't know which direction your team's going to go. Look at that crisp. The melon was overridden, or the melon overrode the weakness. But unfortunately, none of it mattered. We did not trade favorably. The snakes are pretty devastating, as you'll see in the bonus clips. Let's talk about the bonus clips for a second. I'm going to show 1, part of the struggle, 2, some of the fun, and 3, some of the victory. So I struggled, and then I started having some fun, and then I decided, and then I kind of found the key to success, or like, if you want to win, this is how you win. Not saying it's necessarily fun or not, but it's a way to win. And here you go, 8 trophies, 1 heart, turn 19. We commit to the double Bowie Tata. We're stuck with a level 3 1615 reindeer. I don't know if it's that great for us, but check out these crispy boys here. They just make perfect trades. If we had a crisp, it would have been great there. The melon, I think the melon saved us, so we can get a hit on that reindeer and then trade with the Ouroboros. Chocolate, don't care about you. We need to get our 5 rolls, and then we need to hopefully find Bowie Tatas. It's kind of the point we're at in this run. Could sell the Bowie Tatas for something else. We have plenty of gold. But what do you do? What do you do at this point? Like, I was so torn. I really didn't know what to do. I was like, do I just roll and try to stack? I was like, screw it. I'm going to stick with what I've done all game. Just sell whatever's low stat. Buy a medium-sized reindeer. We're pretty far away from Christmas. I wish it was Christmas. What do you end on here? Not a bad option. I think Ohm's good. I think Cockatoo, honestly, not the worst. Hippocampus, not too bad either. Considering we had a lot of rolls this turn. Hippocampus might have been the best, actually. And check this out. I changed the order, and it just, like, works out perfect for the matchup. The level 3 reindeer actually does work too. And we get the win. Turn 20 to reject scaling halfway through the run, not take the meta, and to somehow make it work, I was blown away. And here you go, straight into the bonus. The Adventures of a Turn 1 Tier 2, Adventures of a Turn 1 Mothman. Shout out Broken Bench. We were running the Flea and the Mothman. Such a cool combo. Since the Mothman's changed, it seems like we don't see Broken Bench as much. I know they're having fun playing other games and stuff, but Broken Bench, if you're out there, we miss you. We love you. And yeah, the Mothman, I think the mouse into the Mothman is like the ideal turn 1 tier 2 setup, because we get that free 2/2 apple. And this is the team I set up with it. I actually set up a tardigrade unicorn chocolate cake. The tardigrade does not need the chocolate cake. I was just kind of doing that so I could say I used chocolate cake, because I never use them. And the team was working out really well. I mean, this Mothman was so strong. The tardigrade giving itself the dazed triggers the Mothman, which I didn't really consider at first. I was keeping this flea around so I can get my Mothman triggers, but I actually didn't need it because the tardigrade would have given my Mothman the triggers, and the team seemed so strong. I was like, yes, this is it. We got a video. Like, let's go. This is happening. And this was very early in the weekly as well, so I'd say this is one of the first very frustrating moments I had, where I thought this team was winning no matter what. Like, I felt good about it. It is very prone to disruption though, and that's I guess what I failed to realize. But I guess sometimes it's not even the disruption. Sometimes it's just brute force that gets you. Is that a popcorn that keeps giving me deers, it seems like? I mean, that's great. I thought that was going to be the losing battle, and we just absolutely brute forced them, and here you go. So this is what you run into. Turn 16, right? If the main run ran into this team on turn 16, it's over. I mean, luckily the main run had enough hearts in the tank, in the bank of Brusk, using my generational wealth from my wild gold pack. And yeah, it becomes pretty tough. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, well, if I'm rejecting the ostrich scaling, I need to do some form of scaling. So let's go with shop scaling. I love shop scaling. I think shop scaling's the strongest form of scaling in the game because you can really do anything you want with your team once your shop is scaled. Whale chicken. Level 3 whale, level 3 chicken. It's turn 16 and the whole team is like 30-30 stats and above. We have 2 units with 2 tier 6 ability units, Cerberus and Reindeer. This is a very, very good team. I was very confident, only 1 heart remaining, which is unfortunate. I was so confident, I was thinking about hyena shenanigans. I was thinking about how can I have fun with this team next turn? Once I win this next battle, what can I pivot? What can I do? And there you go. We sell the Cerberus, we bring in the hyena. I think how funny would it be to basically like bring in a couple more reindeers. I was hoping I could find a bunch of reindeers and run like a level 2 hyena with 4 reindeers. So then I shuffle the enemy team and shuffle my team, but it doesn't matter how I shuffle my team because I have all reindeers. And turn 16, look at what we run into. So again, if the main run ran into this team, GG. And I became pretty stubborn on the chicken shop scaling. So you're going to see most of these runs here that I'm trying to shop scale, they only have 1 heart remaining. And I think that was my fatal flaw in trying to shop scale. I would lose the hearts in pivoting in the whale and chicken. And you see these teams, like I have strong units, so I'm pivoting in strong units, right? I just stacked that phoenix. So I'm not being like super greedy. And look at those Bowie Tatas. Those are nice, thick, healthy Bowie Tatas. And yet, these teams just keep seeming to hit a wall. So I expect we'll win this battle, actually, because we are overriding their chilies with crisp. But you see that team's set up for greatness shortly. And what do we run into here? Ah, I see. The old level 3 40-40 statted reindeer. I mean, honestly, can't get too mad about that. They scaled this reindeer up with a cockatoo. I mean, that's awesome. I should try that. I should try just going pure cockatoo scaling. And what am I doing here? I'm not doing myself any favors. This was one of my last attempts at chicken scaling. I was so frustrated. I was running like double chicken. I just really didn't know what I was doing at a certain point. So yeah, this team here, not only are they ostrich scaling, they're also chicken chocolate cake scaling, and they still beat us? Oh my gosh, it's like I was just losing my mind. All I wanted to do was shop scale, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, if you fail, don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of gave up on this because we moved on from shop scaling. I didn't get it done. I didn't get a 50-50 shop. I didn't win with chicken whale shop scaling. We're just going to move on. So, winning strategies. I've pivoted to, you know what? I'm just going to win by any means necessary without taking ostrich. So you see here is a typical carry some low tier pets. So I have a nice little bluebird. I have triple scaler. I have ailment and snipe combo. So I have a 2 ability pet synergy with 3 scalers. Yeah, pretty good recipe for success. That was turn 18, by the way. Moose, totally unnecessary at a certain point. And yeah, the ability pets, the PDF, the snakes, I had a lot of fun. I do this typically when there's the friend ahead pets. I try to run double friend ahead. And there's onion on this pack, so we can get PDF going twice and snake going once. And check this out. The Chris gets the Cerberus, so we get snake and PDF to snipe at the same exact time on the final battle to get the win. I thought that was so cool. That honestly was a potential main run just because of that battle. I thought that was so cool, so fun. Here's another just super random high tempo win. Level 3 emu with flea and a bunch of other shenanigans. And here you go. We're getting to the final bonus clips here. We're about to ride off into the sunset. You get this clip and this whole run from here on, plus another really fun run. And if you're familiar with this, it's the barnacle spam. It's the barnacle meta. It's so much fun once you get a bunch of barnacles. It's fun and it's not fun because it prevents you from playing the game. You just basically you buy whatever's in your food shop and then you end turn, and that's it. And the final bonus clip, I just wanted to show like another solid win in the pack. If you're struggling to win like I was early in this pack, pay attention to the final bonus clip as well as some of those teams in the middle that I had. I think those are great ways to win without going the whole ostrich hamster and all that stuff. So if you hung around this long, I really do appreciate it. Channel memberships are now available. You have the Brusk Brigade, you have the Meta Brusk request. The Meta Brusk request, don't let that stop you from throwing ideas out in the comments though. You don't have to do that to get me to recognize and like do something, try one of your ideas. All that being said, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.
I can't sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. I was so blind, waiting patient on the shoreline. Now you're leaving, but I know you got your reasons too. I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal